Hi, welcome to the first episode of the Daily Fight podcast. My name is Robin Tanner, and I'm going to be your host on the fight for your future self. I believe that life is a fight, and I think you have a fighter inside of you. We're all battling something, whether seen or unseen. There's wars within. We have external distractions, obligations, the day to day, all while we're trying to become more than just survive. This is the podcast for the person who is in the thick of it. You are in transition or transformation. You are rising to become something more because you know that you're made for more, and it's hard as hell. And there's not a lot of people talking about the heart of it, that are not that they're not embracing the struggle, but I want to represent a voice out there for the people that want to fight, that want more, that deserve more, that want to do life differently. I want to help you surrender your old self, question your current self, and fight for your future self. I want to help you do the damn thing. I want to help you battle for it, armor up, train you up. For 26 years, I've been in the fitness industry, helping people lose weight, get healthy, accomplish marathons, physique competitions, triathlons, find their faith, get their green cards, overcome serious illnesses, injuries. It's a fight. And I'm a fighter, and I'm going to be sharing with you stories personally, stories from my client files. And I want to take you on the journey of forging you to become your future self in the middle of the mess, the ugly, raw truth. I am the Gordon Ramsay of coaches. Don't sugarcoat it. I tell you what to do, and you get to decide whether or not to push the green light on that. But believe it or not, we're all battling something. Right now, I want you to think about it. Is it your patience? Is it your knowledge? Is it your wisdom? Is it your finances? Is it your marriage? Is it your health? Is it your body? Is it your self-esteem? Is it your self-worth? Is it your insecurity? Is it triggers? What is it for you that you are battling? Think about it today, because there is something out there that you're fighting for or you're fighting against. And I know this might be a controversial perspective on it, but doesn't that evoke some type of passion and excitement and fire in a conversation with somebody that thinks that it's always supposed to be easy or flowing? And you know what? They're not wrong. This is just a different perspective because I'm a fighter, and I'm here to help rise up other fighters, to uncage the badass inside, to help you overcome and go through the things that you are fighting for or against. You might even be the one picking the fights, but you want to stop, whatever it might be for you. And this is me showing up ugly. This is me that has been putting this off for years, even though, ironically, I've been doing this for 7 years privately with my clients in private groups, in community, in chats, that I've been doing mindset and transformation coaching for the past 9 years. So I'm going to be sharing with you stories of that. Why do we hesitate? Why do we shrink? Why do we dumb it down? Why do we not speak up? I want to teach you how to do those things by sharing my stories and strategies and tips, not only as a coach, but as a speaker and a writer. That's my future self, a best-selling writer, a top-ranked motivational speaker who just inspires that fire inside, that passion to live life alive. Now, 10 years ago, I almost died. I was left for dead, and I'm not going to share that story with you today. I've been through 12 surgeries. I've been through death. I've been through divorce. I've been through grief. I've been through really unhealthy relationships. I've been through financial ruin, homelessness. There's a lot of things. But the one thing that has stayed true is my endurance, believing bigger, my endurance in the fight. So if you are somebody that needs to overcome, that wants to overcome, that needs to build your resilience mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, that you want to go on a journey to fight for your future self, to forge that, because it's going to take a hell of a lot of grit and gumption. It's not something that we just flow into, that just we manifest it and snap our fingers and poof, there it is. It just doesn't work that way. Behind the scenes, there is so much that goes on. The crying and the screaming and the anger and the rage and the second guessing and the doubting and all the inner demons that keep you discouraged and down. I want to help you rise up above that and through it and build your character. And I want to share in a really raw, transparent, vulnerable way behind the scenes of what I'm doing as I am shedding and becoming and surfacing into my future self while loving and appreciating where I'm at right now. Because often we are in the chase, we are facing those giants and we are doing the damn thing. But how do we not get burnt out? How do we keep going when it gets tough, when we can't see, when we know that God has put something inside of us that we must do and be obedient to and see it through? Because it's not just about us, it's for a greater good, or it's how He's going to use us to rise somebody else up, whether it's your kids or your team or your job or some stranger you don't even know. It could be you listening to this today that needs somebody like me that will speak up, because I'm that person. I honk my horn in the car. I tell the person to cut in line, you can't cut in line. I'm the one that rushes in. And maybe that's you. Maybe you want to be that. Maybe you've been burned. Maybe you're down. Maybe you're discouraged. Maybe you just know that there's something that you want to do. A lot of my clients actually want to quit their lives. They're living a lie, but they are too scared. They don't have enough courage to actually do it, to do the damn thing that they really want to do. And I know a lot about living that life too, because before I almost died, I was living a lie. It's not that it wasn't bad or that it wasn't as good as it could have been. It was great. But inside, I wasn't true. I wasn't fully myself. And that was a fight. Staying silent. So, regardless of what your fight is, if you're on the rise, if you're in the throes of it, if you're trying to become something, you don't have to be an entrepreneur or a business owner. It could be anything. And you want to fight, this is the podcast for you, because I believe daily we are in the fight for our lives, for our peace, for our attention, for our energy, for our resilience, for our integrity with ourselves, most of all, for setting our boundaries and keeping them, for doing the damn thing that we said that we're going to do. But then we find ourselves continuing to start over and over and over again. Why do we do that? So I want to take you on a new beginning, to fight for your future self, to bring to life the things that you keep thinking about and talking about and wishing for, good, bad, or ugly. There's a fighter in you, and she deserves to speak up. She deserves to be uncaged. Doesn't mean she needs to be bold or aggressive or abrasive or unruly. Now, when I was a little girl, I was told that I was ornery and I was feisty. And if you're an 80s kid, well, 1977, but you probably know the word ornery. You're stubborn, you're determined, you're tenacious. That's okay. You're using these tools and these skills now, and we can refine them and we can sharpen them in a way that allows you to take those calculated risks, to speak up for yourself, to say the damn thing, to do the damn thing, and to do it all in one sentence with clarity and conviction, and to stand by it regardless of what anybody else says or judges or rejects or abandons you or leaves you out or makes you feel less than. We are going to rise you up with what you have, because believe it or not, you already have everything that you need. You don't need a fancy podcast studio to start. If you look back at everybody else who's already done this, they didn't have all the fancy things. You don't have all the workout gear to go to the gym. You don't have to have all of the organizers and the planners and the highlighters and the stickers and everything into place. But what you do need to be trained up in and armored up in is your integrity with yourself. And that is a muscle. Your courage, that is a muscle. Your confidence, that is a muscle. Your clarity, that is a muscle that you must exercise and train. So think of the daily fight as a gym for your goals, for your dreams, for your heart, for your soul. Just in the way that we train up our body and we go to the gym day to day. We got upper body day and lower body day, or legs or back or booty or abs or whatever it is that you're training today. And yeah, you're going to hear a lot of fitness things because I've been doing fitness since I was 19. And the most important thing that I saw was how we trained, our beliefs and our mindset, and the way we can shift that and adapt and be flexible. Because the way that I was 9 years ago is not the way that I am now. Hell, the way that I was 6 months ago is not the way that I am now. And You are allowed to change your mind. You are allowed to grow and stretch and reach. And that is a daily fight to not go back to the old. It is a daily fight not to stay the same. It is a daily fight to believe that your dream deserves to come to life. That is a daily fight. The distractions, the obligations, I don't have enough money, the people, the environment, the external pulls in so many different directions that keep you here, that keep you safe, that keep you mediocre, that keep you settling, that keep you suffering, that keep you second guessing. These are the things that we are going to work on the Daily Fight podcast. So I hope that you join me. This is my first one today, really for me, so that I put it out there, so I have integrity with myself. Because if I have integrity with myself, then that means you may show up again and have integrity with yourself. Or maybe I said one thing that ignited some type of energy or empowerment in you, or hell yes in you, that you go out and you do something different today and you fight for your future self, and you fight for yourself, and you fight for the little girl inside, and that inner warrior means something and knows something, that you are made for more. And that the fight for your life is real, because life does not wait for you to catch your breath. It is leased. You are not promised or guaranteed anything. There are no refunds. This is not a dress rehearsal. And it is a daily fight to get out there and battle for your dreams and your beliefs, and for the people that you love, and for the people that are depending on you. One of my most favorite quotes is, someone else's greatness depends on yours. And that is what the Daily Fight podcast is about. So please, if this speaks to you, I want you to subscribe. I want you to like it. I want you to share it. I want you to go to my social media and follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, wherever you are hearing this at. And every morning, Monday through Friday, I'm going to be showing up for you, to fire you up, to set your tone for the day, to remind you that you are worth fighting for. You fight for your kids, you fight for your spouse, you fight for your job, you fight for the money, you fight to pay the bills. You might even be fighting for your health right now. Your future you is worth fighting for. The things you love, the desires that you have are worth fighting for. And it doesn't mean that it always has to be a fight or a battle, or beat your head against the wall and resist it and force it and manipulate it. That's not what we're talking about. So as you join me, I'll be defining it more and explaining it more. And then you will take the ideas from it, and you will take the inspiration and the motivation and the pull of it all, and you will create yourself. And you will wake up as your future self, the way that you envision in your head. And if you don't have a vision of that right now, my God, you will have one after listening to this. And I'm going to keep them bite-sized. I'm going to keep them bite-sized so that you can listen to it while you're on your walk, or on the treadmill, or on your drive to work, or doing your laundry. This is how it's going to go. And daily, I want you to remind yourself, what am I fighting for today? And have that awareness. What am I fighting against? What fights am I picking? And I would love to hear your questions about what you would like, what topics, what fights you're in, what battles you need help with, what battles you're winning, and your perspective on it. So drop that in the comments, and I'm more than happy to put out the content for that, because while this is helping me create my dream and get me to where I want to go, it's going to help you. And I want to pull you up with me. So if you're in the middle of it and you need some courage and resilience and tenacity and perseverance and endurance, and you want some tough love, and you're not afraid to hear some truth bombs and see some crying and screaming and yelling and cheering, the Daily Fight podcast is going to be your new go-to place to armor up, to train up for your future self. So what are you fighting for today? Join me back on Monday. Keep checking in. I'm going to be banging these out. Please share, subscribe, like this. And I'll leave you with this last thought. Life's a fight until it's not. Becoming who you want to be is a fight. It's hard until it's not. And it's always preparing you up for the next battle, for the next thing. Whether for you or for somebody else, you're always being trained up and put into a position for something else. And we need more warriors. We especially need more women warriors who aren't afraid to use their voice. So I hope that you join me on the Daily Fight podcast. Please share this. Let's grow a community of badass women. In fact, it's not a community, it's an army. It is a badass army of women, of warriors, who either already are in the fight and know that you're a fighter, or you know that she's stuck inside and you want help releasing her. That she deserves to see what's on the other side of that line that you have yet crossed, but you're waiting to cross it and you need to cross it. If the Daily Fight podcast and myself can help push you over that edge so that you start pushing your edges, let's go. I'm willing to go to war with you for your future self. I hope that you know that you are worth the fight. Peace out.